Hello again. It's Adrian Plass here once more.
Yes,
Well,
and Bridget once more.
yeah.
You know, one of the unexpected nice things that we hadn't realised would happen when we started doing these is that we would hear from so many of you. We've heard some things that are a real privilege to hear that are very dark and difficult for people. But then yesterday morning we had a real treat because we were sent a video, weren't we, Adrian?
Oh, it was amazing. Yesterday, that somebody very kindly sent us a little film of her husband. Actually, I don't know who was taking the film, but her husband laughing uproariously and uncontrollably over something in one of my books. I mean, what more could I ask in these dark and difficult times than that? I just basked in it for 1.5 minutes. But thank you very much for that. I really appreciated that.
And it reminds us all over again because actually he was laughing so much we could hardly hear the words, and we ended up laughing because he was laughing, and it reminded us again how important it is to laugh.
It is, and I thought I'd read a couple more bits from Bacon Sandwiches and Salvation, which is the alphabetical list of kind of churchy terms and my other strange definitions. So which one shall we have? I know we'll have E for Every Day with Jesus. Excellent daily Bible notes written by Selwyn Hughes. Future publications for the lazier believers among us might usefully include Every Other Day with Jesus, or Once a Week If I Remember with Jesus, or Random Days in No Particular Order with Jesus, or even It's Ages Since I Spent Any Time at All with Jesus. And then, and some of you will really, really understand this one, I can assure you, F for Family Newsletter. Yes, Family Newsletter. An annual communication sent out by people whose children do well in exams.
I think a lot of people are going to relate to that one,
I
Adrian.
think they might, yes. And last of all, possibly my favourite in the entire book, I don't know, it's P for Pillar of the Church. Pillar of the Church. Big, thick thing that holds everything up and restricts vision.
I don't know how he gets away with it, really. One of the other things that we've heard from somebody, I think that was yesterday as well, actually, was how she had delved into her pockets and remembered how she spent some small change for God.
We were we were talking about John Wimber, weren't we?
We were, who said he wanted to be small change in the pocket of God to be spent how he wanted. Yeah. And she was talking about her Aunt Rita, who was in a care home and was in her 90s, I think, wasn't she?
It was such a moving story. Apparently, Auntie Rita was somebody who loved riddles, crosswords, Sudoku. Have I said that right? Sudoku?
Really?
Anyway, she loved all that. But now she was in the care home, and as you said, in her mid-90s. And all those riddles and questions had resolved themselves into questions like, where is my slipper?
Yes.
And her lovely niece, who came in every day and sat with her and said the Lord's Prayer with her, would solve those riddles for her. Yeah. And I thought, what a wonderful use of small change.
Absolutely.
Really lovely.
And I think we're all so aware of it at the moment that the big sweeping statements are really not an awful lot of use. Any area at all, really. That it's got to be real if it's going to mean anything.
Yes, it has. Well, take forgiveness, for instance, and apologies. Bridget.
Yeah?
Can I say something to you?
Well, yes, of course you can.
Well, I just want to clear the air about what happened the other day. I just want to say how sorry I am for what I said.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm sorry for putting you in a position where you felt the need to apologise for what you said.
Oh, that's really nice of you. But look, I'm really sorry for putting you in a position where you felt the need to apologise for putting me in a position where I had to apologise for what I said.
No. I'm sorry for putting you in a position where you felt the need to apologise, to putting me in a position where I felt the need to apologise, putting you in a position where you felt the need to apologise for what you said.
Oh, that's so great. But look, I honestly really want to say seriously how sorry I am.
Oh.
And you felt the need to apologize for putting me in a position where I felt the need to apologize for putting you in a position where, and you must admit this was true, you felt the need to apologize for putting me in a position where I felt I had to apologize for what I said.
I'm the one who's so sorry for putting you in a position where you felt the need to
Hello,
apologise
wait,
for
just
me
a minute.
putting me in a position
Stop.
where I felt the
No,
need to
no,
What?
stop. What did I say?
What do you mean, what did I say?
Well, what do you mean, what do I mean? What did you say?
Well, I don't know what you mean when you say, what did I mean, what did I say? You must know what you said. You must remember what you said. You just apologise for saying it.
Yes, but you said you were sorry for putting me in a position where I felt the need to apologise for what I'd said.
Yeah, but that's before you said you'd forgotten what you said. Even if you have forgotten what you'd said, I would still be really sorry for putting you in a position where you felt the need to apologise.
I've remembered.
What?
I've remembered what I said.
Well, what did you say?
I said you tend to complicate things. But I'm really sorry I said that.
Oh. No. I'm the one who's sorry for putting you in a position where you felt the need to...
Oh, shut up.
Well, that's not very nice.
No, I shouldn't have said it, and I'm really, really sorry.
Good. The thing about this sort of very superficial apology where we say, look, I just want to say I'm sorry, and the other one says, no, that's fine. Sometimes that's okay, and you know what? Sometimes it isn't. There was a time, it was a long time ago now, where somebody profoundly hurt me. Not just a little bit, but really deeply. And I hadn't seen her for some time. And then we were in one of those very small shops where you can't avoid somebody, and I met her in the cereal aisle of this little shop.
Ah, the cereal aisle.
And she came to me and she put her arms around me and she said, I think we both need to forgive each other, don't we? Are we all right now? And my first thought was, well, I don't think you've got anything to forgive me for at the moment because you hurt me. And the second thought was, I can't just forgive you. I can't. I'm not capable of it. I haven't even begun the process of working through the hurt. But I think it triggered off a bit of a process that maybe I needed to think about it, take it seriously, and start the journey.
Yeah, at least you realised it wasn't simple.
Yeah.
And if you cover it superficially, it can go really badly wrong later on.
Yeah.
Yesterday we talked about Peter jumping into the water from the boat when he saw Jesus on the shore. John pointed at Jesus, and he ran through the water.
Yeah.
And we were saying it was he hardly thought what he was doing. And I don't think, and I don't know, I'll ask Peter when I meet him in some pub in heaven. I don't think Peter was looking for forgiveness. I don't think he was looking for anything. I don't think he was looking for some kind of religious activity. I think he just saw the shape of someone he loved, and so he ran to him. And part of the resolution of that encounter obviously was to do with Peter realizing that the time had come where it was okay, and they'd got through that, and they'd be all right. But the crucial point was the love between them. Now, we don't always feel love for people who we want to forgive us or we want to forgive, so it isn't even as simple as that. But the process by which Peter reached the point where things were okay is really interesting. If you want to, we put a little piece of on the website called The Question. Have a look at that and have another think about what happened with Peter and Jesus that morning.
And don't beat yourself up. I think that's so important, really. After this encounter that I had, I kind of beat myself up. I should be able to forgive. What's wrong with me that I can't? And one of the things that we've learnt together and individually, and one of the things we hear from so many people is, I can't do it. And in a way, I think, well, you've described it as a ladder of forgiveness, haven't you?
Well, yeah, it's so hard. A lady, if you remember, came up to me after a meeting once and said, I've just become a Christian, and the leaders have told me I must forgive everybody. And she said, I can't. I've been so hurt. And I think it's this simplistic pursuit of empiricals, if I can put it like that, is really damaging to people. Yeah, the ladder of forgiveness, right? Where are you on the ladder?
Where are you on it? Are you at the point of saying, I don't want to, but I would like to get to a point where I kind of think I would like to forgive
That's right.
that person.
Even if it's I'm screwed up in the corner swearing about the person who hurt me, and I wish they'd die and I could watch. That's
Well, yes, darling.
that's where it begins.
I know.
And if you go to God and you say, this is where I am,
Yes.
I think it can be worked out.
Yeah.
If you're on the rung of the ladder where you say, well, I'm beginning to think it's possible, then that's great. And but whatever is the truth,
Yeah.
that's what you go with.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
Don't go with things
Yeah.
that aren't true.
We were so struck, Peter running through the water to God. Well, Adam and Eve hid from God when things went wildly wrong, and they just got worse. Peter ran through the water because he just wanted to be with Jesus, and it was the beginning of things getting a great deal better. We'd love to hear any more of your stories about small change, how you spent it.
It would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
That we can share, because I think they're really encouraging.
Yeah, little things that have made a real difference to people's lives.
And I just want to finish with something Adrian wrote, actually very short, but pretty true, really. When you fall through the holes in your life, don't think it's surprising or odd. Be glad that it's planned. You will finally land on the solid forgiveness of God.
Well, I don't think that's one of my great poems, but I suppose the point is still a good one. I hope so. And tomorrow, as Bridget said, we'll have another little look at that, because of all the things people talk to us about, actually it's interesting. There are two things. One is, am I loved?
Yeah.
Does God love me? And the other is, how do I forgive?
Yeah.
So it isn't simple. It's a long-term problem for many people, and we'll really try to tackle that a bit more tomorrow.
And if the first question is the one that's eating you up, have a look at the question which is on the website.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.